So the question says factorize. It's an instruction. Yeah? So when we are looking at it, we are having a coefficient here, a coefficient of x squared, which is 2. And we have a constant which is in between. So people can make a mistake. So to not make a mistake of taking the 9x as a coefficient, as a constant, you have to put this in order, this expression in order. You start with the x with the highest exponent, followed by any x, and then the last one is the constant, if it's there. Then now it is in order, we can clearly see that the coefficient of x squared is 2, and the constant is 4. So what we do is, the first thing we do is, we start by multiplying the coefficient with the constant. We multiply the 2. So 2 multiplied by, we can say negative 4, so that when we verify it later on it will be okay. So 2 multiplied by negative 4 is negative 8. So we look for factors of 8. This negative will work for us later. We look for factors of 8, which are 1 and 8, 2 and 4. Is there any other? No, I doubt. So this we treat them like pairs. It's a pair because when we multiply the 2, they give us 8. So we can't take 4 and 1 because when we multiply them, they don't give us 8. So we take these 2. We are going to use both of them or these 2. So now let's look at the middle number. We have to add or subtract one of these pairs such that we will get the middle number, the coefficient of x. And which one is it? It will be the first pair, right? Which is 1 and 8. How can we get 9 from 1 and 8? And specifically, negative 9. So if I say 9 minus 1, it will give me, if I say 8 minus 1, it will give me 7. If I say 1 minus 8, it will give me negative 7. Now I need negative 9. So I will say negative 1 and negative 8. Minus 1 minus 8 gives me, not multiplication. Do it on the calculator. Minus 1 minus 8. Negative 1 minus 8. It gives me negative 9, which is successfully what I have there. Because if I say 1 plus 8, it gives me positive 9. But here, I have a negative 9. You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
And then, what we see now is, if I have negative 1, negative 8, when I multiply them, they do not give me positive 8. Can you see that? Negative 1 multiplied by negative 8. They do not give me positive 8. You see that I have a negative 8 here because I said 2 multiplied by negative 4. Can you see that? So since these two factors, 2 and 8, cannot give me 9, but these two, when I do them, they give me 9, but they cannot verify the constant, or this one that I got here. It means that here, there are no factors. Why are there no factors? Because when I multiply these two, they give me positive 9 when I multiply them. And I am looking for, they give me a positive 8, and I'm looking for negative 8. So it was going to work if I had a positive 4 here, then it was going to work properly. That is why it was so difficult for you. So now I am going to attempt to say, let's say I did not see that mistake. Ne? Let's say I did not see the fact that it cannot have factors. So I'll behave like it has factors. So I'm going to say, okay, the factors I have is negative 1 and negative 8. So I take negative 4, I divide it by negative 1. So I'll say negative 4 divided by negative 1. The answer is positive 4. I take this 1 and this 4, I put them in brackets. So it will be 2x, x there. So I'll take the negative 1 here, and I'll take the 4 here. Now, this seems to be correct, but it's not. Because when we expand it, it cannot take us there. It will take us to a positive 4 instead of a negative. Let's just see. Maybe I'm lying. Let's see. Let's verify it. Okay, so what do we have now? We have, okay, let's see. 2x minus 1, x plus 4. And then we multiply. What do we get here?
2x squared.
This times that is positive 8.
8.
8x.
X.
And then here,
into x
And here, negative
negative
4.
4.
Okay, now it gave me a wrong answer, but it was not as I thought. 8x minus x. No? 7x. Do you see that it doesn't give us what we have there? It's because of the fact that when I test them, remember you test your factors. This one is negative 1, this one is negative 8. When I add them, they give me negative 9. First thing is ticked, is okay. But when I multiply them, they do not give me back that. So let's see with number 2. You will see what I mean. Can you call number 2 for me quickly? It says what? It says 3x squared plus 20x minus 21. That's the case, no? Now, multiply 3 and 21. That's the first thing we do. It is in order, right?
Yes.
It's x squared, x and 21, which is a constant at the end. So we multiply this with the last one, it becomes what? Negative 63. What are the factors of 63? 1 and 63. What else? Can we call them quick? 1 and 63 and 3 and 21. 7 and 9. Any other? 8 doesn't go in, so you will go to 9, which will be 9 and 7. So now I check which pair can give me 20 when I add or subtract. N that will give me the middle number. There is none, right? So for your 11 as grade 10, it means that there are no factors. Because simply, you see, there are two ways I can say there are no factors. When there is no pair, that when I add or subtract will give me the middle number. And when I have a pair, but when I verify by adding it and multiplying it, it is not giving me back what I have. Then I will say there are no factors. And then the last one, I think it's the last one, or number 3 there. It says what? Quickly. X squared minus 4x
minus 1/4.
minus 1/4. So here our coefficient is 1. So you can say 1 multiplied by 1/4, which is still 1/40. But the fact is we have negative 1/40. We look for factors of 1/40. What are they? 1 and 1/40. 2 and 70. 3. Does it go in? 3 and? Check
Right.
it. 3 and? 4 and? 85. Yes?
8.
5 and 28? 28. 5 and what? 5 says 140 divided by 5. It gives you 28. This 28.
So Lana.
And then 6 doesn't go in. 7 and 20.
20.
10 and 14.
Can't.
What else? 10 times 14 is 140. 7 times 20 should be 140. 5 times 28 should be 140. So all of them, when you multiply them, they should give you 140. Is there any other one? 12 doesn't go in, 11 doesn't go in, 13 doesn't go in. We'll get to 14, which goes with 10. Therefore, which pair, when you look at them, which pair, when you add or subtract its numbers, will give you negative 4?
10 and 14.
So it is 10 and 14, right? How will you get negative 4 from 10 and 14?
10 minus
I'm going to say 10 minus 14, not 14 minus 10. Because 14 minus 10 is a positive 4. 10 minus 14 is a negative 4.
Negative
And we are
4.
looking for a negative 4. So the two pairs, this 10 and 14, are seemingly correct. But I go here, I have positive 10 and I have negative 14 for me to have negative 4. I multiply the two to see if I will get what I have there. Do I get it? Yes. A positive 10 multiplied by negative 14, what do I get? Negative 140. It means the two are correct. You see how I tested it? Yes. First I add them, they must give me the middle number with the correct sign, and I multiply them, they must give me this 140. Or if I had a certain number here other than 1, I was going to say they give me the one I multiplied to get the product. You get what I'm saying? Yes. So now, since they are correct, what is next? Open two brackets. So after opening two brackets, I say x and I put x that side. I can put either way, but this 10 goes with the positive and the 14 goes with the negative, right? Yes. Let's test if it's correct. So we are going to expand it. So on the question, this is what they need to see. That working is for you. And then x minus 14. If I expand, it will be x times x, which is x squared. X times negative 14, which is negative 14x. 10 times x is 10x. And 10 times negative 14 is negative 140. You add the like terms, which is negative 14 and x and 10x. So it will become negative 4x, negative 140. You see that this is the same as that. Yes, and it becomes okay. Now, the last one to show you, which we did previously, is when, I'll let you copy this or not. It is when you are having something like this. So 2x squared plus 8x plus 6. We have done this previously. I want to just explain it again when we have a certain number other than 1 on the coefficient of x squared. So first thing you do is to take this, you put them in order. You take the coefficient, you multiply it with the 6, and what do you get? You get 12. Then you look for factors of 12, no longer of 6. Factors of 12 is 1 and 12, 2 and 6, 3 and 4. Which pair here, a pair of numbers, will give you 8 when you add or subtract? It is 2 and 6, right? So 2 and 6, they give me 8. Now I test them. Positive 2 and positive 6. If I add them, do they give me positive 8? Yes. And if I multiply them, do they give me positive 6? I mean positive 12, not 6. Remember this one, I multiplied with it to get the product. So do they give me positive 12? Yes. Yes, that means the 2 are correct. Then this is what I do. I open two brackets. I bring this 2 down here. Then I write x this side. If there was a 3, I'll bring the 3 down. If there was a 5, I'll bring the 5 down. We'll see with many other examples. And then, from here, what do I do, if you remember? I'm going to take the constant, right? I'm going to take the constant, check between which two of these two factors will actually be divisible into 6. So I'm going to say that 6 from the constant divided by the first one, which is 2. And the answer is 3. Since it's divisible, I'm taking this 2, the one that I used, I put it here. And I take the 3 that I got as the answer, I put it here. This needs practice now, right? Needs practice. The other one I can try is, let's say I had a 4 here instead of a 2. When I said 6 divided by 4, it doesn't give me a whole number. Therefore, it means I won't use 4 as a factor. But if I test the other factor, which is 6, divided by 6. So 6 divided by 6, it gives me 1. It means I can also use 6 to get the answer. So this one has 2 answers, but they are equivalent. They are the same. So I can also say 2x. This is another answer that someone can come up with if they decided to divide with 6 by 6 before dividing by 2. So 6, I use this one here. I use this one here. If you expanded this, you'll get the same answer as you expanded this, which is this. And then let's test it, then I think I'll be done explaining after that. If I expand this, is 2x plus 2, x plus 3. What is the answer? 2x squared. 6x. 2x. 6. Then you simplify 2x squared plus 8x plus 6. It is exactly what we have at the top. And the other one is this one to verify if it's also a factorized form of that expression. So 2x plus 6 in x plus 1. So what do you get? 2x squared. 2x. 6x plus 6. And then the answer will be 2x squared plus 8x plus 6, which is exactly what you have at the top. It makes some sense? Yes. Yeah, I think it's okay.